क्यों रोज बाहर निकल रहा है? क्यों इतने लोगों के बीच में जाता है? तुझे कोविड होने का डर नहीं लगता है क्या? थोड़े दिन घर पे नहीं बैठ सकता? These were the few words that I heard in and out every day from my relatives, society people and friends when I started with the food donation drive in pandemic. To give you a background, my mother and I run a modest delivery kitchen in the Kandivli area of Mumbai since past 21 years. It goes by the name of Harsh Thali and Parathas with the tagline, Mom Makes Sun Sense. When lockdown was announced in March 2020, we initially had to mandatorily shut our kitchen for 15-20 days. But later we started getting calls from nearby hospitals asking for food for doctors and nurses who were on duty for the COVID patients. It is then that we resumed our operations with minimum staff, minimum food items and all safety permissions in place. In month of May, one of my customers, Abhinav Chaudhary, he approached me saying that he wants to feed 100 needy people. But he himself didn't want to step out of his house because of the lurking coronavirus risk. I took that up. I fed 100 people outside a Gurudwara in Mumbai on 7th May 2020. On the same evening, I put up an appreciation post on my social media appreciating the good deed by that customer. And that kind of connected with the audience online. People started donating money online. And in 2 days, we received around 11,000 rupees. With this money, I initiated more 2 food donation drives and fed more people. Then I started sharing more pictures and videos of the food being distributed by us. And it went on from there. It didn't just stop. In 25 days, we had around 1.5 lakh rupees collected. Going forward, in 3 months, we had around 7 lakh rupees. And now, at the end of a year, we have collected over $1 million from 10 countries around the globe. Along with basic food, we also started providing homemade sugar-free sweets to nearby orphanages and old age homes. We also started giving immunity booster balls known as Salt Ki Goli in Hindi, which was the least we could do to help the needy people fight the risk of coronavirus. This movement, which just started off as a one-day business cum social activity, turned out to be an ongoing year-long project for us. We've been through a stage in our lives when Ma used to give me lunch and dinner, but she herself used to survive on just one meal a day, or maybe just chai and biscuits on some days. During the food donation drives, when certain needy people approached us saying, "Bhaiya thoda extra khana de do kyunki sham ko bhi yahi chalana hai." That time we literally used to feel that pain in their eyes, in their words, because we've been through that struggle, so we know what it is to be there. Having served over 15,000 meals and 40,000 tawa rotis in past 200 days, we came to realize that it is only in giving that you receive. From conducting the business with a passively social mindset pre-pandemic to now actively making it into a social enterprise, we've come a long way from our original tagline, Mom Makes Sun Sells, to Mom Makes Sun Feeds. I have a couple of key takeaways from this year-long Feed the Needy campaign that started during the pandemic. One is that you don't have to go viral to create an impact. You can just start off with whatever limited resources you have and go all in. With just a phone, a 250 square feet delivery kitchen and few followers on social media, I could reach to a stage wherein we raised over 10 lakh rupees from 10 countries and impact over thousands of people in these trying times. And my second learning is that you always have to go beyond yourself. You have to go for the bigger cause. You have to build momentum towards what you are doing. In my case, what started off on 7th May, it went on every single day till 7th of December. That is more than 200 days. You have to make sure that the momentum is built by daily conscious massive action. It's in the everyday choices that you make that a momentum is created. In our case, it was a win-win for everyone involved in this entire campaign, and it will continue to be so. From employing the migrant workers in our kitchen to employing some housewives who lost their jobs during the pandemic to finally affecting the end consumer, that is the needy people, we've been able to utilize every money, every single rupee donated towards a bigger cause and in the rightful way. I also noticed that people who were earlier discouraging me from stepping out of the house have now come forward and were extending their support for the cause. As Ernest Hemingway says, the world breaks everyone, and afterward, many are strong at the broken places. To build this strength, I was lucky enough to have the right set of people and a greater cause to look up to. But it's all been possible because of the power of social media and people's trust in us. My mother and I have just been a medium. The story that didn't reflect on my social media until I started talking about it is that delivering food has been a part and parcel of my life since I was just 6 years old. It's because I lost my father at a very young age in the year 1998 when I was just 5. My mother was faced with two major challenges back then: to raise a 5-year-old son single handedly, and second, to earn a livelihood in a city like Mumbai. And that's how she started supplying home cooked food via tiffin service business. So, before even understanding the concepts of money, marketing, people, demand, and supply, I was already living a life which followed these principles. For people my age, it was about living on the money that the parents brought home. But for Ma and me, if we didn't work on any single given day, we wouldn't be able to get by. Our survival literally depended on the hours of work that we put in every day. I still remember I had finished my 10th board exams. My friends were going on vacations, but I took up selling insurances and I was being on the field from morning to evening. I used to come back home to find prospects for the next day through social media. This particular selling stint fetched me my first lakh within 3 months of working. This ripple in my life helped me create an entrepreneurial mindset in me. Now that I think about it, I realize that this mindset started building in me from the 8th grade itself. Because I wanted to get into a college of my choice because of the particular event that they organized, which would give me an exposure to my field of choice, that is marketing, management, and entrepreneurship. After school, I got into the college of my choice and did the event that I wanted to. I eventually ended up being the head of marketing there. This helped me in working with the global brands that I always dreamt of and whose philosophies I still live by. I sincerely believe that brands can teach you the true meaning of success and failure. And as an entrepreneur, it inculcated in me a passion to give it all in whatever you do. Now let me go a little deeper. In life, we say that passion is an integral part of relationships as well. But what do you do if that passion and that intensity brings you down to your knees? If your passion is the reason that you are in shambles, when chains of negativity bind you down, how do you break free? At the onset of 2020, when I was at an all-time high in my life, this passion and this intensity in my own relationship broke me down. I took my share of time, I had my share of pain. I had a very strong support system in the form of my close friends and family whom I could rely on, cry out, vent out, and talk to. But then there are times when nothing makes sense. All the innumerable books you've read, the motivational videos that you watch, nothing of it makes sense and nothing seems to work out for you. What do you do then? I finally had two choices. Either I can let this make me or break me. Either I can treat it as a breakup or a breakthrough. Without holding back the movie buff in me, I can sum it up to say that I had my moment of Dil Tootna Chahiye that Jordan from Rockstar so badly craved for. I went through the extreme emotional turmoil that Kabir Singh experienced. But I finally had the transformational process that Ved from Tamasha did. In Hindi they say, Heer liye dil mein aur heer khoje virane mein, which essentially means that the cure is within the heart. So I used up all the passion that I had and channelized all my emotions and energy into two things that I've always been doing: to be an entrepreneur and to be of service to people. And that is how I converted my pain into power to create a ripple of positive effect in all the lives that I could. At the end of the day, I'm just a passionate man and a conversationalist who wants to do things for the people and with the people. I may not have found my passion yet, but till then, I'm happy doing every little thing that comes my way passionately. Thank you.